Hello, and thank you so much for taking some time to watch this informational video where you're going to get a really great understanding of what the Metabolic Weight Loss Program is. What we're going to cover is how exactly the program works, the science-backed method behind it, what makes this program really unique, and some of the benefits you can expect in the program. We'll cover the 4 phases of this program and 8 weight loss guidelines, which you can actually start implementing right away. We'll, of course, talk about the coaching process and the cost as well. Before we dive into all of that, my name is Anne. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a registered holistic nutritionist and weight loss coach. And personally, despite eating healthy and doing all of the right things, I did struggle with some stubborn weight after being diagnosed with a thyroid autoimmune condition called Hashimoto's, until I really learned to balance my metabolism and insulin levels through this approach. Now I take this proven system and help women to sustainably lose weight, balance hormones, and really to feel good in their bodies through a food-first approach. The program is really rooted in science. It's an all-natural program that basically is designed to bring your metabolism and hormones into balance, which results in lasting weight loss and a healthy and sustainable lifestyle that is yours to keep for life. It was originally developed by a German doctor called Dr. Wolf Fun Fact to heal inflammation and help reverse metabolic syndrome, which resulted in achieving optimal body weight. The program is backed by over 25 years of scientific study, and it is supported by dedicated physicians and nutritional scientists who I work with to develop your own unique plan. Why it's so unique, right? It's a truly personalized nutrition plan. We dive deep into analysis of your blood work, your medical history, and your personal likes and dislikes. And what we end up with is a personalized food prescription that's based on your love values and matching the right foods to balance out the chemistry of your system and metabolic function. So it's 100% natural, personalized nutrition. It will serve as your roadmap towards achieving your health and weight loss goals. It'll tell you the exact foods you need to trigger the biochemical shifts to reach your ideal weight and health loss goals. You can lose weight while also improving your health. So you can not only look good, but you can also feel good. Here's a little inspiration of a client success story. Alexa came to me and she was already eating really healthy. She was doing, following like largely an anti-inflammatory approach, meal prepping, she was exercising, but she was just stuck with some of her symptoms. She had extreme fatigue, inflammation, and gut issues she couldn't figure out for years, even though she was leading such a healthy lifestyle. Just 6 weeks into the program, her energy was much higher, fatigue was gone, and her gut problems completely resolved. And she was down close to 16 pounds and close to 5 inches off of her waist, just 6 weeks into the program. And you can see some incredible before and afters here. Another client of mine said that it was wild that for the last 3 years, she had been doing all of the right things, working out, eating healthy, and just kind of kept fluctuating back and forth about those 5 pounds. And now, just a few short days into the program, she had lost more than she had ever imagined. She was feeling lighter and she was really excited for her journey ahead. So what are some of the benefits that you can expect? Weight loss, for sure, increased energy levels and energy levels that last throughout the day. So none of those energy afternoon crashes. Improved sleep quality and ability to stay asleep. So really improves your ability to get a restful night's sleep without those wakings in the middle of the night. Less digestive issues, so things like bloating, things like GERD, gas, really helpful for that. Helps to increase mental clarity and really clear up that brain fog. Very supportive for hormones, so reducing symptoms of PMS, improving mood, improving libido, all those wonderful things that are associated with better hormone health, less inflammation and joint pain, improved immune function, and it is very, very supportive for perimenopause and menopause. I've had women whose hot flashes go away, their mood really evens out, their libido comes back, all sorts of wonderful benefits there. And I just did want to note that weight maintenance plans are available. So if you're looking for support with any of this, but you don't want to lose weight, that is an option and will be factored into your plan. It is also really, really supportive for diabetes, for high cholesterol, for high blood pressure, for PCOS, for thyroid issues, can be very, very supportive. What I find the gaps in most weight loss programs out there is, first of all, they're ignoring our master hormone insulin that is really causes like a whole cascade down our hormones, which we'll look at in a minute. It's our fat burning hormone. So we really need to help balance that for hormone regulation. I also find that most plans out there are very generic, and they're generic recommendations of, eat this much protein, eat this much carbs. It's not, these types of plans are really not addressing the unique nutritional gaps in your unique body that are needed for you to have better metabolic function, so you can actually lose that weight and actually feel good in your body. They also ignore cofactors for weight loss. So thyroid health, blood sugar stability, metabolic function, inflammation, gut health, like these all need to be looked at for sustainable weight loss. And this program touches upon all these things, which I love, and it's very supportive of all of this. Another common thing that I see is that weight loss programs are just not sustainable. They're often severely restrictive, or they cut out major food groups, which end up in that yo-yo effect and really leading to negative consequences when it comes to your hormones long term, which, yeah, you might get a bit of a result at the beginning, but then chances are you'll binge eat, chances are you will regain the weight, and chances are you just won't feel good in your body. So let's talk about why insulin is so important and why we focus so much on this in my program. So when we have increased insulin levels in response to the foods that we're eating and the types of foods that we're eating, it's going to increase our cholesterol, increase our triglycerides, increase adrenaline, which is a stress hormone, increase our cortisol, which is also a stress hormone that leads to belly fat. It will also decrease our sleep hormone melatonin, which helps us to stay asleep and get a restful night of sleep. DHEA, which is really our building block for other hormones. So it can really cause a cascade of hormonal imbalances, a decrease in our human growth hormone, and a decrease in our ability to break down fat. So let's look at insulin levels in response to eating, let's say 6 meals a day, where you're just kind of eating some meals, you're also snacking, okay? So what happens is, in response to what you eat, your insulin levels will go up, and it'll take some time for those insulin levels to come back down. When your insulin levels are up, your body is not in fat burning mode. It's only when it can come down that we can tap into fat reserves and fat burning. So for most people, they're really not tapping much into fat burning throughout the day if they are constantly eating and snacking. On the Metabolic Balance Weight Loss Program, we focus on 3 very well-balanced meals per day that will help bring down your insulin levels within about 2 hours of having that balanced meal. What that's going to result in is these big gaps of fat burning between your meals. So if it takes about 2 hours for your insulin to come down after your meal, that's 6 hours in a day where your insulin levels are higher and you're not in fat burning mode. But what that means is that there's still an 18 hours of a day where you can be tapping into fat burning. And that can be really, really powerful, not just for weight loss, but also the cascade of hormonal benefits that will come from having lowered insulin levels that we just talked about. There are 4 phases of the program. So the first phase is a gentle cleanse. So I take my clients through a 2-day gentle cleanse, which involves light eating. And we also use a special magnesium to flush out the bowel. So really cleanse out the intestinal tract. This will really help prep the body to avoid cravings and to really go into that metabolic conversion phase, feeling really good and really powerful. Next, we move on to the strictest phase of the plan, which lasts for 2 to 6 weeks. At this point, we are only going to focus on your exclusive food list based on your blood chemistry. For sure, for the first 14 days, you will be following this list. After that, we'll discuss together whether it's appropriate to introduce more flexibility. I do find that most of my clients have quite a wide variety of foods and they're happy to stay on their plan for longer. But if that is not the case, we definitely work together to get you to a place that feels comfortable for you. There's also no exercise in the initial first 16 days while we really work on converting your metabolic function and really help to even out your hormones. And there are also no oils on the first 14 days of the strict phase. After that, we include healthy hormone supportive oils. Eventually, we will move into the relaxed phase, which can last for a few weeks to a few months. During this phase, you're still working towards your weight loss goals. You're still working towards those health goals, but we are introducing new foods and seeing how your body reacts. And this is a really powerful phase where you will learn a lot about what works for your unique body. And eventually we move into the maintenance phase where you learn how to maintain your newfound health and your new body shape. So of course, you're not going to stay strict the way you were while you were working towards your weight loss and health goals, but you're not going to go back to your old eating habits. So you will learn some certain foundational principles that you will take forward into your maintenance ongoing. There are also guidelines for weight loss success in the phases that are followed, and they really become the foundation for long-term maintenance as well. So the first one is to eat 3 well-balanced meals and no snacking in between to bring down those insulin levels like we talked about. The second one is to have about 5 hours between your meals. It can be really 5 to 7 hours. I find 5 hours for most people is the sweet spot. We are also not going to be eating at our desk slowly. So no more eating meals that last longer than 60 minutes. And we're going to start each meal with a few bites of protein first. That will help keep insulin levels down. It'll also help with cravings and just keep you feeling full longer. The fifth rule is we are going to eat 1 protein per meal. And we're going to have 3 different proteins per day. So what that can look like is, let's say, yogurt in the morning, your chicken for lunch, and your fish for dinner. Or, you know, something like, let's say, yogurt for breakfast, eggs for lunch, and some legumes for dinner. Okay, so 3 different types of proteins to really maximize the bioavailability of those proteins. We're also not going to eat past 9 p.m. If you are a shift worker, we can work around that to give your body that bit of like a fast overnight, but it's nothing extreme. We're just aiming for 12 to 14 hours. You're going to drink your allotted water throughout the day, which will be customly calculated on your individualized plan to support your metabolic function. And last but not least, we're going to have an apple a day with 1 of your meals. This will really, really help bring some of those vital fibers to move things through your digestive tract. Apples are also very rich in a variety of different vitamins and nutrients needed for metabolic function. So here's a sample of what a personalized food list could look like. So there will be different types of proteins. So there will be different categories, and under each category, you will have a unique selection that is based on your own blood chemistry to choose from. You'll also get a list of vegetables, lettuces. There will also be some bread, recommended bread, and some fruit. You will have your own sample meal plan, but it will be very flexible and interchangeable. So you will have the exact amounts of the protein types and the vegetables and the fruit and the bread. All of these boxes can be interchanged, but they're used as a roadmap to guide you. So for example, if you have 110 grams of fish, you can go back to your list and choose whichever fish you want to eat that day, as well as vegetables. You have your amount, but it's really up to you what you choose. You can also choose a fruit, typically for most people with each of your meals, and there will also be a recommended bread. You will need to weigh your foods, but you do not need to count calories, count macros, really figure out your portions. It's all customly calculated for your own body based on your goals, based on where you're at, and the proportions of the vegetables and the proteins work beautifully to balance blood sugar, which will lead to sustainable weight loss results and really balance out your hormones. So here's another client success story. Christina came to me and she was already eating quite healthy, and she was kind of stuck with some of her weight and energy and some things she was feeling. And so she says within about a month, she lost 10 pounds, but more importantly, her energy was up, her sleep was better, her sugar cravings were gone, and her family and friends were really noticing the strength and confidence that she had. She finished the 16-week program, 19 pounds lighter, more confident, and really with a new sustainable, healthy lifestyle. Here is an idea of what you can expect in the initial reset. So about the initial first 2 weeks, one of my clients lost close to 10 pounds, another one close to 8 pounds. So these are very typical results. About 3 months in, one of my clients just lost over 30 pounds. So in terms of expectations, we can expect to lose about 5% of your starting body weight during the initial 16-day reset period. So that's phase 1 and phase 2 strict. Phase 1 lasts for 2 days, phase 2 strict lasts for 14 days. So that combined together will get you to about 5% body weight. Of course, every person's different, might be a little bit less, a little bit more, but that is kind of the average. After the initial reset period, we are looking at about 1 to 3 pounds per week until an optimal body weight has been reached. So for example, if somebody's starting out at 180 pounds, they would expect to lose about 9 pounds during the initial 16-day reset and about 1 to 3 pounds per week thereafter. So let's talk about how consultations and accountability works. We'll start by having an initial consultation. We'll go through your health goals and really assess some of your health markers and where you're at. You'll get a welcome package and a requisition that you will take to a lab to complete your blood work. Once that's done, I will work with the team of medical professionals to put together your own personalized nutrition plan. And then we'll meet again to review the phase 1 and phase 2 of your plan. So that little reset period. I will offer some practical tips on getting you started, and we'll select a start date. About 2 weeks into the plan, when you're kind of completing that reset, we'll meet again. We'll talk about introducing health supportive oils, which you would have been avoiding on the reset. We'll discuss bringing in movement and additional flexibility where it's appropriate, and we really work together to figure out what's right for you. We'll meet again around the 6 and 10 week mark again to evaluate your progress, to work on expanding your food list while still progressing towards your goals. And then towards the end of the program, we will meet to go over the maintenance phase. Whether you have or haven't achieved your weight loss goal yet, I will give you all of the information so that you know exactly what to do to sustain your results, as well as strategies if you ever feel like you are slipping. If you need support past the 16 weeks, that is definitely available, but I do find that my clients at that point really know what they're doing, and my goal is to give you all of the information and equip you with the knowledge so that you can keep progressing on your own. In between the one-on-one sessions, we are having weekly accountability check-ins via text. So you will be sending me a screenshot of your scale, which I will send to you. We'll be looking at certain markers there and measurements as well, as well as, of course, tracking how you're feeling. So what is the cost and what exactly is included? So what you get is a comprehensive blood work analysis. There are over 30 different markers that will be tested. You'll get 100% personalized, unique nutrition plan that is made just for you, and it's not going to have any of that yo-yo effect. You'll have clarity on the exact foods your metabolism requires and a proven weight loss roadmap. You'll have 16 weeks of support accountability. I will also be sending you a bioelectrical impedance scale that will be yours to keep, and we'll use this for our weekly check-ins to track your progress. You'll always have your plan to revert back to if need be. There will be no need to look for another solution really ever again. So the value of the program is about $18.97, and I'm offering it right now at a discounted value of $14.97, including all of this wonderful support and blood analysis and a completely custom plan to you. So if you're ready to get started, you can fill out my metabolic weight loss client application form, and I have the link here, or you can scan the QR code, and I will be in touch to book in an initial consultation. We can use the start of the initial consultation to go over any remaining questions that you might have about the program. And if it's a good fit, then we'll proceed to do your health goals, your health intake, and I'll walk you through the exact next steps needed to get you started on the program. Thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions about anything I've talked about at all, or you need some clarity on anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to me at info@answerenco.com. Thank you so much, and I hope to talk to you very soon.